I've never heard of that in my life. GLF. Obviously, I've never heard of the alphabet in my life either. One of my friends said movie review, and then I was like to my other friend, I don't think that's funny enough though. And then he goes, you can be funny. And I was like, are you laughing at me or laughing with me? I suppose this video will make or break it. Everyone loves Mr. Ford. I'm not talking about the car. Obviously, I hope not. If you guys think of Henry Ford, is it Henry Ford? Oh, thank God, it is. Oh. Okay, he was kind of hot. If you think of Henry Ford instead of Harrison Ford, you're in the wrong century. Everyone knows Mr. Harrison Ford of the Star Wars series, Blade Runner, that other movie that was actually based off of a real life case. Harrison Ford was also in the Steven Spielberg, John Williams, that's a composer, that doesn't really count, and George Lucas films, Indiana Jones. That's probably my favorite movies outside of Marvel, so we'll be doing a review on that today. I got into Indiana Jones because it was either in 6th grade or 7th grade, but my religion teacher was like, this is a really good movie about like faith and stuff, starring Mr. Harrison Ford and Karen Allen. Oh, she aged beautifully. Okay, that's not fair. Harrison Ford was looking over there looking like my grandpa, and Karen Allen looked like she aged maybe 10 years. When did this come out? So, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark came out in 1981. Oh my god. Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was directed by Steven Spielberg. The music was composed by John Williams. Love that man. Let's play the... actually, that might be copyright. Never mind. Okay, I'm going off of memory right now, so if I miss anything, you can't comment because I'm a minor. So it opens with classic action scene. I think Indiana, he's getting some sort of idol. Like, the natives don't trust him, and they're like, oh, no one's come out of that in, years. And then he's like, never tell me the odds. Wrong movie. Cut to Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones, in his classroom. He's teaching. I think this is a movie where the girl... oh no, that might be Temple of Doom. Marcus Brody. He's some rich guy that has his own museum, and he's a dum-dum, but we love him because, you know, he's a comedic relief. And he's like, Indiana, we have an assignment for you. We need the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis get it. Dr. Indiana Jones goes on to explain how you need a stick and a crystal and blah 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 blah, and they're like, okay, we'll fund your trip. And he goes to Nepal. Nepal. That's not the right word. Marion Ravenwood. Karen Allen. Okay, for 1980s, like, she's Spitfire, she holds her own, and she can drink a man under the table. Marion Ravenwood is one of my favorite characters ever, actually. She comes back in the 4th movie, which they never should have made. Personal opinion. This is called a review, isn't it? I swear, in all the Indiana Jones movies, the woman is always mad at him. And then some guy is chopped up by, like, the blades. That's all I remember from the action. And then there's this really scary scene where it's obviously just wax melting away, but it's, like, sped up, and it was scarring to 7th grade me. But now I just watch it, it's like, pff, whatever. Do they win? Because they just box up the Covenant and put it away. That's how the movie ends. And then, of course, what is her name? Marion Ravenwood is like, oh, if not for you, Indy. Like, I like the Indiana Jones series in general, but the first one kind of just kicks it off. It's not like Star Wars at all. It's someone who's very capable, and he knows what he's doing, and you're in it for the thrill of the chase, not for the, oh, the new Bumblebee guy trying to get his way in the thing. Like, no, we're not there for that. We're there for Dr. Indiana Jones. He knows what he's doing. He picks up a couple incompetent fools on the way, and a fiery girl who owns a bar, and that's what we're there for. And we're there for a little bit of religion because there's God mentioned. That's about it. There is a specific order to which you are supposed to rank these Indiana Jones movies. I will release that order at the end of this. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Oh, forgot about the little boy, Shorty. He's adorable. I love him. He was found on the streets by Indiana Jones, and Indy's like, you know what? You're cute, you can fight, you can speak another language that I can speak. Come along. So he's the Marcus Brody, I suppose, but he's more competent and he's a little child. And the Marion Ravenwood is replaced by an annoying singer that I don't remember the name of because I don't want to. Willie Scott, never mind, that's her name. They're like, Dr. Jones, you gotta get it back. And then he's like, okay. And then Willie Scott's like, no, I wanna go home. And then Short Round's like, okay, I wanna home, let's go. Kalima. The whole premise of the movie was to get the stone back. They had to get the stone back. They had to save the village, but they didn't give any of the other villages their stones. So I don't know how I feel about that. See, people said the outcome of the movie wouldn't have been different if Indy wasn't there. And let me just tell you, you're wrong. That was really aggressive. You're wrong. Anyway, because in the first movie, the Nazis would have used it on the world. That's a lie. The Nazis wouldn't have found it in the first place. It would have melted everyone and then would have been abandoned at that and would have melted everyone else. So I suppose there would have just been an island where everyone was melted and wax figures and bones and then just a gold, like, case. Okay, maybe you're right. But the point of Indiana Jones is not to tear the world apart. This movie was made 40 years after the supposed events took place, so I suppose it makes sense that you have to have everything turn out the way it was, or else you're gonna have to make another spin-off AU. Technically, according to Indiana Jones, the Ark of the Covenant is locked away in Area 51. The second movie, The Temple of Doom, the village gets their stone back, so something changed there. Third movie, I know almost every line to this. Like, I could, if you wanted someone to do a remake, I would, like, pay you $1 million or whatever's left in my bank account, like $2. I would pay that much to direct it or be in it because that's how much I love this movie. I've got to put my hair out for this. We start off with young Indiana Jones in 1912. This is where we get to see where the whip originated and where the hate of snakes came from and the hat. Oh, the hat. Into the future in 1938, I think. And he's trying to get because he lost the cross to the rich guy. And the rich guy was like, it's always you and me, Indy. It seems like the world is too small for the both of us. The world is wide enough. If Indiana Jones has any idea of what archaeology was like, you know, maybe I would have liked to be an archaeologist. Sean Connery! In all honesty, the morals of Indiana Jones, although he's like a little bit aggressive and he kills a lot of people, goes in, gets the job done, unless they're Nazis, and then he's like, screw you. And then Willie Scott is replaced by Dr. Elsa Schneider, and she's a Nazi, but we don't know that until after Indy sleeps with her. Ah, Venice. Rip to Elsa Schneider, literally, because she died in that movie. But I wouldn't sleep with a 6-year-old. The whole thing about The Last Crusade is that you have to have faith and you have to stick to your morals, which is why it ranks #1 for the Indiana Jones trilogy. I don't count the fourth movie. The mixture of knowledge and actual action scenes, fighting scenes, that's probably the best part about this movie. I'm not even going to talk about the fourth movie. Nothing happened. The Russians were there. In last place, we have Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because that movie sucked. In third, we have Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Second movie is Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's really close to the first one. My brain is dying out. I'm shorting out. But in first place, we have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade because, as I said before, it basically says stick to your morals and make the money.